Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Jackie and welcome to my channel, Leisure Reads. Today I'm going to be bringing you my 2018 Booktube A Thon TBR. So this is the first time I have ever been a part of a read-a-thon. I'm super excited but also a little bit nervous. Super competitive, so you know I'll be trying to get that certificate. I do work a full-time job as a software engineer, and when I get home at night my eyes are kind of tired, so I really struggle with reading at night. I'm hoping that with my choice of smaller books and graphic novels, along with my use of audiobooks, I'll be able to read all 7 books, complete all 7 challenges, and bring home that certificate. So with that said, let's get started. So the first challenge is to let a coin toss decide your first read. So I'm going to save that until the end and show you all of my 7 choices first, and then I'll flip a coin to see which one is my first read. The second challenge is to read a book about something you've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to travel the world. So far, I've made it to China, Mexico, and across half of the United States. Because traveling has always been a passion of mine, my first choice is going to be Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. So I've actually had this book since October. My brother-in-law and his girlfriend got it for me for my birthday because they know my love of reading and my love of travel, and they thought this book was a great combination. Unfortunately, I haven't read it yet. It's been sitting on my shelf. I know this book is also an audiobook. I've seen it on Overdrive, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to pick up the audiobook, listen to that, and it'll help me get through the work week while also reading to complete those 7 books. The third challenge is to read a book-to-movie adaptation. So for that, I went with V for Vendetta by Alan Moore. This is my husband's graphic novel. We own V for Vendetta and Watchmen on DVD, but I've already read and watched Watchmen, and I didn't want to repeat that. So I went with V for Vendetta. My husband said it was a really good graphic novel, that he really enjoyed it. I'm going to read this, and then my husband and I are going to have a movie night and watch the movie after I finish it. Super excited for this. I get to read a graphic novel that I've never read and spend some quality time with my husband. 4 is to read a book with green on the cover. So for this challenge, I am super excited because I went with my favorite classic novel that just happens to have the slightest bit of green on the cover. I went with The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. So if you can see, it has just the tiniest bit of green on the teardrop, and then a little bit in the buildings and around the lights is just a tiny bit of green. So I'm definitely taking advantage of that, and I'm going to reread my favorite book. I have seen that it's an audiobook on Overdrive, so hopefully I'll be able to get that. I've never listened to the audiobook before. I'm hoping that it really just brings this book to life and I can fall in love with it all over again. I will probably also watch The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio after reading this book, because like I said, it's my favorite book and I really love that movie. So I'm going to take advantage of it, and now I have an excuse to watch the movie and read the book. The 5th challenge is the one I've been dreading the most, and that is to read a book while wearing a hat the entire time. I don't really wear a lot of hats. I don't really like the way I look. I don't think I have the face for it. Obviously, I chose a really short book to go with it, and I don't think I own any hats that are appropriate for summertime. I have stolen a hat of my husband's, and I'm going to wear that while reading. This is the hat I've stolen, and I'm going to be wearing this hat while I read The Killing Joke, by Alan Moore. So this is a Batman comic / graphic novel that features the villain, the Joker, who is one of my favorite villains. I'm super excited to read this. My husband recommended it. He said it actually wasn't long enough for him. It's a super short graphic novel. It's also been turned into a short animated film, so I'll probably be watching that along with reading this. Challenge number 6 is to read a book with a beautiful spine. Literally before I sat down to film this video, I changed my mind. I was originally going to go with Code Orange by Caroline Cooney. So this is the spine. If you can see, it's like a yellow and red and orange spine. It kind of looks like a sunset, so I had originally chosen this book. However, I'm just not really in the mood to read it, so I'm going to push this to the side, and instead I'm going to read Everyone's an Aliebn When You're an Aliebn Too by Johnny Sun. This book has a pretty simple spine, but I just think it's really cute and beautiful and simple. So here's the spine. It has some polka dots as like stars. It has the title, and then down at the bottom it has this cute little alien guy. This is a library book that I've recently took out. I'm going to go ahead and read it so I can get it back to them before it's overdue. I'm super excited to read this book. I heard about it on Booktube. I heard it was just a very happy, fun book, and it's filled with a bunch of these cute little drawings along the way. So hopefully it'll be a quick read that's happy and can just kind of break up some of the other books and graphic novels that I'm reading. So the 7th challenge is to read 7 books. And to kind of round out my TBR to include 7 books, I've added Dawn by Elie Wiesel. So this is the 2nd book in the Night trilogy. I've had it on my shelf for a couple years now. I originally read Night, loved it, and immediately went out and picked up Dawn, and it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. It's super short. There's really no excuse for me to have put it off as long as I have, but I have. It's not even 100 pages, so hopefully I'll be able to fly through this book. I loved Night, so hopefully I'll love Dawn just as much. And the last and final book I have today is Alice's Adventure in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. So I've actually never read this book. I've had it on my shelf for a couple years now, but I've never picked it up. I know this is also an audiobook on Overdrive and Hoopla, so I'll probably pick it up in audiobook format and listen to it throughout the work week. But I'm really excited to dive into Wonderland and just experience this story all over again with reading the book instead of watching the movie. So if you're keeping track, there's at least 4 book-to-movie adaptations so far on this TBR. Not actually sure if Around the World in 80 Days is. I think I remember it being turned into a movie, but I'm not positive about that, so I might have 5. Yeah, I don't know. It just happened. But I probably will watch the movie to each of these after I finish them. I just think it'll be fun. So I'm probably going to add that as my own little personal challenge. Back to challenge number 1. To flip a coin and let it decide the first book I'm going to read. I'm going to start Booktube A Thon off with 2 simple books that are graphic novels, and I'll probably fly through them really fast and it'll inspire me to keep on going. The Killing Joke by Alan Moore, and Everyone's an Aliebn When You're an Aliebn Too by Johnny Sun. Because The Killing Joke has the Joker's face on it, I'm going to use this as heads, and Everyone's an Aliebn When You're an Aliebn Too is going to be tails. So let's hope I can flip this coin. It is tails. I have the cute little Tennessee logo there. Tails, which means I'm going to be reading Everyone's an Aliebn When You're an Aliebn Too by Johnny Sun as my first book for Booktube A Thon. I'm super excited. This will start my reading off with just a happy, fun, light book, and I can get it back to the library before it's overdue. Those are all my books for Booktube A Thon 2018. I'm excited to be part of this read-a-thon. I look forward to seeing what you guys are going to read. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon. And in the meantime, make it a great day.